Hi there, and thanks for joining us. I'm Alexis Rogers. First at noon, workers in the Minneapolis Public School District are talking today about their push for new contracts. Members of 4 major labor unions met virtually before school. The unions represent food service employees, bus drivers, and teachers, among others. Their contracts have either expired already or they will soon. Many of them say the anxiety levels are high, adding that they are losing workers because of the wait.
We have lost over 30% of our teachers over the last 2 years alone. Where are they going? To other districts that pay competitive salaries.
And today's meeting comes as the district looks to make cuts to balance out a $110 million budget deficit. More than 200 positions and current openings could be on the chopping block. The recommendation will be presented to the full school board on Tuesday, next Tuesday. Final approval is expected to happen in June. So let's break down what we're seeing all across the state. New numbers from Education Minnesota showed 243 local teachers unions have settled on new contracts. Now that's more than 70% of all the districts bargaining this cycle. Still, it's been the slowest pace of settlements in 2 decades, with 85 districts still working on new deals right now, including MPS, all of which have been working without a contract for more than 8 months. Let's go ahead and take a live look at a sunny day outside. No snow is here, but it is near in the future. John, there's a weather-worn day for Friday. What can we expect?
Yes. It looks nice out here. Definitely not warm, though. We're in the middle 20s right now. The sun does feel good, though. Just this late March sun is a warm sun, but we are setting ourselves up for snow. And we know it, 25 degrees out there right now. It's cold, so this is going to be all snow tomorrow when this decides to actually fall. So 25 degrees, we're seeing those northwest winds at around 15 miles per hour. And those north winds are going to be huge into allowing that temperature to not warm up very much. So that is going to be big. Here's what it looks like the next 12 hours, 23 to 27 to 31. That's all you're going to be able to muster up here into the afternoon, and then we'll slowly fall as we go into the night. So weather worn day, we have accumulating snow. 2 to 5 inches of snow are going to be possible. We're going to really need to track out who's going to see the 5 and who's going to see the 2. That's the big question mark here. The snow is mainly going to fall Thursday night into what is going to be Friday morning. So let's track this out here as we go into the overnight hours into Thursday. Pretty quiet. Now Thursday at 7 starts to snow a little bit. When does it pick up? Right around 10:30. You see the heavier snow begin at 10:30 tomorrow night. We'll track this full thing out and talk about totals in your forecast.
John, thank you so much. You know, it's been a while since we've seen enough snow to impact our days. And for a lot of us, it might mean getting the shovel back out. Michelle Beck shows us how city workers are preparing.
It's normally a time when Minneapolis city crews prepare for the spring, but they're putting sanders and salters on their trucks ahead of the snow. A Minneapolis city official tells us crews are also pre-treating the streets, and despite below freezing temperatures, the salt is expected to work pretty well and melt the snow. But drivers, do be careful out there. We could see some accumulations on neighborhood streets, and with the warmer temperatures, we will see some thawing and refreezing, creating some black ice and slippery intersections and hills. And a reminder from city maintenance crews, drive like you would in the winter. Slow down and share the roads with the trucks that would clear them. In Minneapolis, Michelle Beck, KARE 11 News.
Well, just over 2 hours ago, we learned some elements in the case against the man accused of killing Maddie Kingsbury will not be made public. Today, a judge ruled that audio and video statements Adam Fravel made to Winona County law enforcement after the death of Kingsbury will stay within the courtroom. Fravel is facing charges in the death of his ex-girlfriend and mother of his children. He is expected to be back in court at the end of next month. Well, debate is picking up again at the state capitol over a new push to raise the minimum wage statewide. Political reporter John Croman brings us the latest proposal.
I'm John Croman. New moves here at the state capitol to raise the state's minimum wage. There's a bill that would take it from the current $10.85 an hour to $15 an hour in August, with steps going up to $20 an hour by the summer of 2028. And also, if everybody else stays the same, by 2028, we would have the highest minimum wage in the nation. Now, supporters say this is necessary because you can't raise a family on $10.85 an hour. Detractors say this will hurt small businesses, especially retailers and restaurants who'd have to cut jobs if the minimum went up.
Well, this afternoon, the Federal Reserve will vote on whether to cut interest rates, but analysts expect they will stay where they are. While economists say the country is doing fairly well, things like the war in Ukraine and government shutdown worries could still impact inflation. Some say it may not be until summer that interest rates start calming down. Well, right now, a panel of judges is hearing arguments over a controversial Texas immigration law put on hold late last night. It's known as SB 4, and it would allow authorities to arrest and detain people they suspect have entered the country illegally. Critics say it could lead to racial profiling problems in a state where 40% of the population is Latino. The law was originally given to the go-ahead by the U.S. Supreme Court yesterday, but just hours later, that was blocked by the appeals court. A new report released today shows the U.S. is no longer in the top 20 when it comes to happiest countries. That's because happiness is on the rise in other countries. Within the U.S., the study found people under 30 years old had dramatically lower scores than people 60 and older. Overall, Finland took the #1 happiest spot for the 7th year now in a row. Well, the next time you're buying produce, you may want to consider the new Dirty Dozen list. It identifies the fruits and veggies that are most likely to contain pesticides. Highest on the list, things like berries and leafy greens. On the other hand, avocados, sweet corn, and pineapples are some of the foods with no pesticides detected. Well, the Mega Millions lottery jackpot is still growing. Nobody bought the winning ticket for last night's drawing, meaning the pot is now up to $977 million. If you win and take the cash option, that's $461 million. The next drawing is on Friday. John, we need to go ahead and buy our tickets. I got plans.
It's $1 billion. You already got your plans?
I mean, even if it's $500,000, I got plans.
I like it.
I have plans. I hope you have plans too.
Oh, man. It's all about the dream. It's all about the dream.
Oh, yeah.
It's cold outside. I mean, it is not warm out there. And that is going to set us up for what is going to be, of course, a snowy Thursday and Friday. So we are going to be dealing with what just feels like winter. It does not feel like it has been. It's got a different crisp feel to the air, and temperatures out here right now staying in the 20s. So that's key because at this time of the year, typically you have to forecast rain or snow. This first one's going to be all rain because of that. So today temperatures get up into the low 30s, 31 degrees by 4 o'clock, and then we taper off with the cloud cover into the middle 20s. So we are going to be dealing with that. Cloudy skies tomorrow, but we're not going to be seeing snow until Thursday night, Thursday after sundown. We are still tracking 2 to 5. Models are really struggling here, even late in the game. They're pushing around that 5-inch band. So it does look like it's Minneapolis area has the best chance for that right now. Snow is mainly going to be falling 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Friday. So watch out for that Friday morning commute. Let's track this out here for your weather-worn Friday. Quiet if you look at the time all the way through Thursday. So if you have plans, you're fine on Thursday until after 7 p.m. Then you start to see this light snow begin, picks up widespread at around 10 o'clock. What's interesting here is I think the heavy band is right next to the area that sees very little snow. So you're going to be going from 0 to 5 very quickly here. It does have the Twin Cities in the mix. And we'll all see that heavy snow and that burst of snow probably while you're sleeping around midnight to 3 in the morning. But even if the snow ends, it does look like it'll just taper off here by 7 o'clock. So this just changed. So the heaviest snow looks like it's going to be down in Wisconsin. But we are going to be dealing with one little band that comes through. And it does look like most models are agreeing, at least the Twin Cities right now, has a chance to be in that 3 to 5 inch band. Of course, this would get the plows out. And this is all the way through Friday morning. So just prepare for at least the shovels to come through. Now, this is a little bit hard because your two main models, the GFS and the European, they do overlap, but the GFS thinks we're going to see 2+ inches for the entire state, but we have one model that thinks it's going to be tight in a narrow band. That's going to just include the Twin Cities. So there's still some disagreement. I'd like to see these matched up a little bit more. How would I take this at home? Well, I want to see the next couple of runs here come closer together. I want them to look the same, and that's important. And you can see it's a little sporadic here on models. 1 to 5, you'd like to see a situation like this, 3 to 4, stack them in there. So I still think that we could go either way on the 2 or the 5 right now, but I think prepare for 5 inches of snow. At this point, the models are jumping around the Twin Cities, which is a good indication that we're going to see quite a bit of snow. So this is Sunday, and Sunday is a very tricky forecast. I just took a little freeze frame of this low. Because you've got the warm front draped on the Minneapolis area, that means south of Minneapolis could be all rain, north could be a snowstorm. So Sunday, be prepared for anything at this moment. Again, we're just waiting for a couple of model runs here, but it's a ways out. But we know we'll get hit. Sunday into Monday, we will have at least a rain and snowstorm, but a lot of details to come on that one.
John, thank you. Well, new at noon, a new half marathon is coming to the Twin Cities this fall. It's part of Twin Cities in Motion, pairing it with the Medtronic Marathon Weekend. 200 runners will be invited to run the final 13.1 miles of the marathon, with funds raised for that race going back into the community. Race weekend is October 4th through the 6th, and registration is open right now. A resource in our community serving people with disabilities is taking their mission one step further. Still ahead, we're sitting down with one of their leaders to hear about their new LGBTQ group homes. Plus, for some of us, it's a morning necessity. Tips on how to save on coffee.